Hi there, I'm Sarah and you're watching Ken Sarah DIY It. Today I am doing a few DIY projects to create this beautiful tablescape for your Thanksgiving table. My first project is to make some personalized plates. I took these small dessert or salad plates from the Dollar Tree and I removed the stickers on the back. They were a little bit tricky. So what I did is I used my heat gun to remove them and they left sort of an adhesive behind. I took alcohol pads and laid them on top, left them there for a few minutes, and then I was able to rub off all the adhesive. It worked like a charm. It was great. I had cut out the names that I wanted to do on my plates on my Silhouette machine, and I had to reverse them because I was going to be putting them on the underside of the plate. So now I'm taking some transfer tape, some contact transfer tape, and I'm using some removable vinyl and sticking it onto the back side of the plates. So again, the words are reversed and I'm sticking them onto the back side of the plates. The next thing I wanted to do was cover up the plate, the area of the plate that I didn't want any spray paint to get on. So I took a piece of printer paper and I ripped it in half, and then I took some painter's tape and I put that right underneath where the vinyl ended so that I didn't get any spray paint on the plate itself, just where the words were. Now I wanted the words to be white, so I took some Rust-Oleum chalk paint in white and I just sprayed over where the lettering is on each of these plates. Because of how cold it was outside, peeling off the vinyl proved a little bit more difficult than it has in the past. Normally removable vinyl will come right off, but because it was so cold outside, the vinyl was tearing really easily. In the warmer weather, you can just peel this right off and it's super simple, but plastic turns brittle, so vinyl turns brittle in the cold. I learned my lesson today. But I was really happy with how these turned out. I then took them outside and gave them a coat of amber sea glass spray paint by Rust-Oleum. Or no, I'm sorry, that might be by Krylon. I'll put it in my description box. And here you have the beautiful plate with the amber spray paint. It is a little bit transparent. I love the finished look. Up next, we're going to work on these amber lanterns. I took some $1 plastic mason jars from the craft area of Dollar Tree, and I gave them a few coats of the amber sea glass spray paint. And I also sprayed the lids. And then I gave the lids a coat of matte Mod Podge. Let those dry. And I wanted to do sort of a nautical look. I just wanted to make them look like lanterns. Not necessarily nautical, but I took some jute and I wanted to do sort of a netting around one of the lanterns. I wanted each lantern to have its own vibe. So for this one, I did a netting. I added 3 different strands of yarn in a knot at the base, and then did alternating knots up the side of the jar and used hot glue to fix things to the jar. Again, this is a plastic jar. You could absolutely do this with a glass mason jar and make it a little bit more permanent. And I did do a poly top coat to the mason jar just to avoid scratching the amber spray paint. To give it a more finished look, I took this braided jute that I have. I think it's about 9 strands of jute braided together, and I will link that in my description box. It is from Amazon, and I just did an edging of that at the top. I am going to use that later on the lids. Oh, here we go. I'm going to show that to you now. So what I wanted to do is make a handle to make it really look like a lantern. So I'm adding that braided jute again as a handle, and then I'm going to take the same braided jute and go around the lid just to give it a finished look, make everything look cohesive. Today I'm doing a collab with the under 1,000 subscribers group. It is working with a bunch of YouTube DIYers that have smaller channels. And it's really fun working with these ladies, and there's always new people that are showing something cool. So definitely check out everyone's channels, give them a like, and subscribe if you want to see more from different channels. For this lantern, I wanted to give it a base of jute on the bottom. So I'm taking a woven jute and I am just wrapping it around the base. Sorry, I'm a little off camera here. And I just went up maybe a quarter or 1/3 of the way up the jar. I just kept setting it down and taking a look, and I finished when I was happy with how it looked. When I did end, I cut it at an angle so that I could sort of ease it into the side so that it would look clean, have a clean finished look. The final lantern, I was thinking, what am I going to do? And then it came to me, and I really love this one. So I just did strips going lengthwise on the jars of the braided jute, and I just did 4 strips. I think it looks so great, and it was so simple to do. Now, keep in mind, these jars are $1. They're smaller jars. And I used some spray paint, which of course that has some cost to it. And here I am just trimming down the jute so that it'll sit flat. I did do an edging around like I did for the others. And I'm going to do, I did the same lids for all 3. So they all have that same handled lid. So this is where the lanterns come to life. I wanted to use Velcro so that you could take the lights out and replace the batteries or turn them off and on. Because they are electric, you can switch them off and on. And so you take the Velcro and you place that on the light, place it on the lid, and screw it in, and you've got this little lit up lantern. The final thing that I needed was another wood riser. I just needed some different heights on the table. So I took 4 of these wooden knobs and I put them on the base of this wood slice that I bought 50% off at Hobby Lobby. And there we go. Now with these adorable projects, I can put my table together for Thanksgiving with amber and oranges and warm tones. I just love this look, and I'm so excited to be celebrating with my family. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're not already subscribed, please consider doing so. I would love to have you join the family. Thank you so much, and have a happy Thanksgiving, and goodbye.